Welcome back to the RG Limited Boardroom. Put down this Swarovski encrusted pen and look at me and hear me out because we are moving from unfortunate accidents to a full blown judicial earthquake. You asked for the freshest drama, and darlings, the ink is barely dry on this one. We are looking at the ultimate power move, Dr. Vyndhya Pathirana and the Minister for Health. While we have discussed her medical mishaps before, this is where she stops playing defense and takes on the entire government hierarchy. Here is your high society briefing on the ministerial showdown, served with the signature Oksana Rabbit's edge. The scandalous 83 vial nightmare. To understand why the doctor is suing the minister, you have to remember the Fatuma Mwamzola tragedy. We aren't talking about a small slip up. We're talking about an overdose of epic proportions. Dr. Vyndhya allegedly prescribed 50 milligrams per kg of a drug called methotrexate instead of the standard 1 milligram per kg. The result? The patient's sister had to source 83 vials of the drug from local pharmacies. After being injected with all of them, the patient suffered blisters, rashes, and eventually passed away. The Medical Council of Tanganyika, MCT, was so horrified they stripped the doctor of her license for 2 years. The move, suing the minister. Most people would take their suspension and hide. Not in this circle. Dr. Vyndhya appealed to the Minister for Health, and when the minister upheld the suspension, she marched right into the High Court and sued the minister himself. Her legal team argued that the entire trial was a sham, claiming they weren't given the mandatory 14-day notice for new charges and that the panel was biased. It was a scorched earth strategy designed to make the government look like they were running a kangaroo court. The plot twist. The inscrutable face of the Sphinx. Here is where it gets delicious for those of us who appreciate technicality. In the High Court, the judge, Honorable E.W. Mkwizu, didn't even look at the 83 vials or the patient's death at first. Instead, he looked at the medical council's paperwork. Interestingly, the judge dropped a line that we could all frame in the RG Limited boardroom. A judgment cannot be like the inscrutable face of a sphinx. We found that the council and the minister provided 0 reasons for the decision to convict her. They basically said she's guilty without explaining why they believed the prosecution over her defense. The ruling, a total reset, because the minister and the council failed to provide a reasoned decision, which is a fundamental pillar of natural justice. The High Court quashed and set aside the entire suspension. The doctor won. Well, technically, the court ordered the council to go back and write a fresh decision with actual reasons. It is a procedural victory that keeps her in the game while the government scrambles to fix their sloppy paperwork. The Cradle tally. When you link this to our other boardroom briefings, the Cradle Chronicles are staggering. The Mwamzola case, the 500 million shilling negligence suit, where the High Court kept the case just to ensure the interest of justice. The Begana tragedy, the 1.5 billion shilling claim involving the IVF twins who passed away while the doctor was already under suspension. The result, even though she wasn't found negligent in the Begana case because of a lack of expert evidence, she still got slapped with a 15 million shilling fine for treating patients like a guinea pig. As a guinea pig, I would say, while her license was a paperweight. So, my final take here, darlings. If you take one thing from the minister's defeat, let it be this: power without a paper trail is just a tantrum. The minister and the council had the authority to suspend her, but because they didn't show their work, the doctor walked out of the High Court with a win. In the RG Limited boardroom, we don't just make decisions, we document the why so clearly that even a High Court judge can't touch us. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go ensure my own department heads aren't acting like inscrutable sphinxes. I pay for results, not riddles.